What's up everyone, welcome back to a brand new video. During the last part, we started going into Dragon Ball Super. With Cooler's involvement, of course it's going to change a lot once Beerus gets involved too. It seems like Cooler has a new idea now, a god of destruction. Since Beerus is looking for a rival and potentially a new candidate for god of destruction, that might be a good fit for Cooler. He keeps it in mind, but he's not too sure what he's going to do going forward. But more importantly, someone's going to be returning soon, someone very close to Cooler, that being Frieza himself. We'll be seeing that in this video. For this part, let's set a like goal of 3,000 likes. Once we hit that, I'll continue with another part of the series. Anyways, let's pick up from here. Frieza is revived. Thankfully, Goku, Vegeta, and Cooler are all off planet, and his army sees an opportunity to get the Dragon Balls. They're successful, finally reviving their Emperor once more, making Frieza's return official. Although, how are they supposed to explain this to him? Cooler is still out there alive. They're gonna have to tell him eventually, and the worst part is, they're gonna have to explain what Cooler's been up to. It's not like he's evil anymore. If he were still evil, Frieza wouldn't really care. He'd either just completely ignore Cooler, or just go out to kill him and finish the job. In his eyes, Cooler's not a threat. But he eventually does end up asking his army, what's happened with Cooler so far? Has he died? Did he go try and kill the Saiyans maybe? Or is he still out there somewhere and he's gonna be a threat? Well, it's kinda weird. From what they gathered, he did eventually try and go attack the Saiyans. Oh, that's nice, he was trying to get revenge for Frieza. Not that he asked for it, but hey, whatever. Well, not exactly. It seemed he did it for another reason. Again, they're not too sure of the details, but from what they know, he ended up losing that fight. And Frieza's elated. Great, Cooler's dead, those monkeys killed him. Well, no, not exactly. Frieza's getting angry now. More explanations? Well, it's a little more complicated than that. Yes, he went to Earth to try and kill the Saiyans, and yes, he lost. But when he lost, he didn't end up dying. He was actually spared. This infuriates Frieza. That's what that monkey Goku tried to do on Namek. He tried to spare Frieza, try to see if he turned good. Don't tell him. Cooler's actually done it. He was spared and he ended up turning good, didn't he? He doesn't want to hear it, but he knows that's what's about to be said. Sorbet tells him everything. Cooler has been living on Earth. Now, they don't know if he's exactly good or not, but he's been there for a while and he seems to fight alongside Goku, Vegeta, and the others a lot. So, from what they can infer, yes, he did take Goku's offer. He was spared and eventually did end up turning good. They don't know where he is now. He's been gone with the other Saiyans too. Maybe they're all off somewhere together. And here's about what else has happened since he's been dead. There were some androids that attacked Earth. Majin Buu was revived, and Beerus awakened from his slumber. But Frieza doesn't even care about any of that. Yeah, Majin Buu is a big threat, but he's been dealt with. And as for Beerus, he doesn't need to be bothered with that. Cooler is his main concern. He doesn't even care about the Saiyans anymore. His brother, he never liked Cooler, but still, he joined the Saiyans of all people and turned good. He knew that his brother was soft. Of course, Cooler always thought he was stronger than Frieza, which actually ended up being true. And Frieza is infuriated. He does have an advantage over Cooler though. He's a mutant. Unlike his brother, he can grow insanely fast in terms of strength. If he starts training, which he abhors the idea of, he could become even stronger. Yes, that's what he'll do. He'll train, he'll use his mutant abilities. He'll wipe Cooler off the face of the universe. And then he'll go for those monkeys, Goku, Vegeta, and that one with the sword. Cooler couldn't have gotten that much stronger. If he's been with those people on Earth, there's no way he's grown. He's probably grown even softer than before. But Frieza's not going to take that chance. Maybe he is stronger. Maybe Cooler did get a lot more powerful than before. Frieza immediately goes into training. His sights are set on the Saiyans and Cooler. He has multiple targets, multiple sources of motivation, multiple people that he feels an immense hatred for. Frieza's not thinking clearly. He breaks stuff and even takes that out on his minions. He can't believe Cooler would do this. But he calms himself. As he gets stronger and stronger with his training, he realizes that this is going to work. He's going to teach Cooler a lesson. And he's not just going to kill Cooler and those Saiyans, no. He's going to make them suffer first. He's going to destroy everything and everyone that they've ever loved. And then, only then, will Frieza kill them. And after that, he will rule the universe once more. This time with a golden fist. He ends up unlocking his golden form. Of course, he doesn't know that Cooler has something similar, and he doesn't know that it's platinum either. He just does golden because that's what he feels like. But Frieza's prepared. He's gonna go to Earth, and he's much stronger than he was in the original series. He trained for a little bit longer and was training more intensely too. Yes, he did hate the idea of training, but with Cooler being the motivation here, as well as the Saiyans, he takes his training a lot more seriously than he did before. And it pays off. His golden form is immensely powerful. This might be overkill actually. He doesn't know how strong the Saiyans and Cooler have gotten. But with this, there's no way they're gonna win, no matter how strong they've gotten, no matter how many times they've changed their hair, no matter what other forms Cooler's unlocked, because there's no way he unlocks something as good as this golden form. All the way on Beerus' planet, the three of them are training. Cooler's having a tough time tapping a God Ki for himself. For Goku and Vegeta, yeah, they're just able to use it in Super Saiyan God, eventually even getting Super Saiyan Blue. But for Cooler, it's not like he can just incorporate it into a form. At least, not yet. He doesn't really know what he's supposed to do with it. He is getting a lot stronger training here, and Beerus is actually taking a liking to him. He does see Cooler as a potential candidate for God of Destruction later on. Right now is a bit too early and Cooler still isn't strong enough for it, but he could tell. In the future, Cooler might actually make a great candidate. he would be a good god of destruction. Unlike Frieza, he doesn't seem like a loose cannon, but he does have the good properties of Frieza. He's a leader, he's able to make tough decisions when he needs to. And most importantly, he has a mindset of destruction. Even though it's been suppressed, Beerus can tell. One day if Cooler is a god of destruction, or at least a candidate, he'd be a perfect fit for his job. But Cooler senses something really weird one day. He sensed power fluctuating before, and he didn't really know what it was because it was very faint and far away. But over the past few months, he sensed this power getting stronger and stronger, from a similar location. And now that it's getting stronger and stronger, he feels it a lot more clearly. One day, there's a really big burst in this power. It's not just Cooler that feels it either, the others on the planet do as well. Goku and Vegeta immediately recognize the key signature, and they look over to Cooler. He's standing there, looking over the horizon. It's almost like he's trying to look out into space where Frieza is. He senses it. That's definitely him. It's his brother. Slowly, he turns to Goku and Vegeta with a serious look on his face. No words need to be exchanged. They know exactly what's been happening. But as Cooler looks at them, his face then turns into a smile. And he even starts laughing. Like, not even in a sarcastic way. He's actually laughing like he finds this hilarious. What, is he not concerned about Frieza? Oh no, he feels like it might be a threat. But he just finds it hilarious that Frieza came back. And he can tell Frieza's probably plotting to kill them all, maybe even destroy Earth in the process. They have no clue what he finds funny about that, but Cooler tells them. They'll defeat him. They've faced worse odds before, stronger opponents. The funny thing to Cooler is, he's probably pissed off at him. He's living rent-free in Frieza's mind right now, and he probably has been for the past few months. Hell, maybe even the whole time he was dead. It gives Cooler a good laugh, and he tells them they should laugh too. It's the same scenario for them. But his chuckles go away. He knows that they do have to deal with this sooner rather than later. So instead of waiting for Frieza to attack Earth, he says maybe they should head there right now. If he's powering up, it might be him testing out his full power, and he might arrive there soon. Beerus is a bit displeased since he still wants them to train here, but hey, this is fine. It might be some real-world experience for them, and they could watch the battle too. It might be good for entertainment. And then they could just return to this planet right afterwards. So, Whis takes everyone to Earth. And this is actually a really good choice. They end up arriving before Frieza does. So instead of the Earthlings and Gohan and Piccolo being tasked to defend Earth, Goku, Vegeta, and Cooler are already there, prepared for whatever Frieza has planned. But this time, his wrath is much different. Instead of a coordinated attack, something really weird happens. Everyone's on high alert, ready for something to happen. In a nearby city, they hear that citizens are being attacked by aliens. That's the Frieza Force. Okay, well, that should be simple enough, and they can reverse the damage later on. But then they hear that another city is being attacked. Then another, then more. They see what Frieza's trying to do. He's planning total destruction of Earth, and this is some sort of mind game too. He's trying to lower everyone's morale, make them angry. This is not only intended to draw them out, but he knows that if he attacks defenseless Earthlings, that'll only infuriate everyone even more, and it'll make it harder to stop everything. They'll either have to ignore those citizens that are being killed by Frieza's soldiers, or they're gonna have to divide their attention amongst them. There's already a lot of damage and casualties, but the Dragon team is strong. Everyone on there is incredibly fast, and especially with Goku who has instant transmission. The group splits up, flying around Earth at rapid rates. There's one fighter tasked with every city. The Frieza Force soldiers are actually pretty weak in comparison, so weak that some of the human fighters can individually protect them. Even Goten and Trunks get involved, going into a city on their own and defeating the entire army there. As Cooler's defending one of the cities, he's wondering though, when and where is Frieza gonna show up? But he gets his answer not long after. He looks up into the sky and sees a giant ship. He sees a silhouette step off of it. There's a small glowing ball in his hands. He drops it down onto the city, and it expands out, completely flattening everything. Cooler tries his best to protect against it, trying to protect everyone here by throwing up some sort of shield. But he can only do so much. The damage is incredibly widespread. He looks around. Half of the city's vaporized by this attack. If Frieza's trying to get him mad, it's working. Cooler looks up at the sky as his brother descends downwards. Frieza's already in his final form. His eyes lock with Cooler's, and he smiles. Cooler should have expected this after all, that he would be the first target. He lands right in front of his brother, and the two stare each other down. With only a couple feet of space in between them, Cooler doesn't seem too surprised by his resurrection. Where's the welcoming party? I mean, his brother came back to life. He should be elated. He tells Cooler he expected some sort of surprise party. It's not very brotherly of Cooler to greet him like this. He chuckles a bit, and Cooler is not amused. Jokes aside, he knows that Cooler is smarter than that. He knows that he probably would have heard by now that Frieza's back, or at least sensed it. And Cooler's serious face goes away. He smirks too. He tells Frieza that he's elated he's back. And he begins questioning Frieza. Why does he want to kill Cooler? Why not recruit him? Why not try and convince him to join the Frieza Force? Frieza's eyes widen and he looks confused. What is he talking about? Cooler's been living here on Earth. He's good now. He's not gonna join. But Cooler tells his brother, he could use a good ally, can't he? Instead of having a fight between each other, why not work together? They'd be the strongest duo in the universe. He walks closer to Frieza, putting a hand down. He's only been living here on Earth to find out the weakness of those Saiyans, growing stronger with them. He's been using them like a parasite. Training alongside them allowed him to grow so much stronger than before. He wouldn't mind killing them right now. With his current strength, he's done enough. He's even met Beerus. And he asks Frieza again. They should work together. Frieza didn't actually expect this. Cooler wants to work with him? I mean, this has to be a trick, doesn't have to be? But when he considers it, he doesn't really know much about Cooler or what's happened. Cooler stares down Frieza, and reluctantly, Frieza sticks out his hand grabbing Cooler's. Cooler's smirk grows. Frieza really is as naive as he was before, isn't he? Frieza's thinking the exact same thing. As the two shake hands, their hands begin glowing. They place their other hand on it, each charging ki, creating a massive explosion that knocks both of them back. Cooler's standing there chuckling. It's nice to play a practical joke on Frieza. Frieza said he knew this was some sort of trick, but he was trying to use it to his advantage. But Frieza says there's no time for banter. He's here for one thing and one thing only: slaughter. Cooler will be first, and then his monkey friends, as well as everyone else on Earth. And he's definitely not gonna make this quick, but he wants to escalate it quickly. So, Frieza begins transforming. Surrounded by a golden aura, he then shows off his golden form. Cooler's actually quite surprised. When he sensed Frieza's ki, he did expect him to get some sort of new power, but it only makes him laugh even more. He just discovered a new form like this? And why'd he make it golden? Frieza's furious. What, like Cooler would have a better idea for a color? And Cooler says he has one suggestion. How about platinum? He's surrounded by a bluish-greenish ki. Cooler's power explodes as he goes into his platinum form. Just as he expected, Frieza discovered a similar evolution in terms of power. Cooler's was done on a whim and he didn't really get to decide the color, but it's weird that Frieza went with golden. He just keeps mocking his brother, but Frieza says he'll shut him up pretty quickly. He launches towards his brother with a fist out. Cooler catches the fist, having to use both hands to do so. His arms are shaking, as is Frieza's. Underneath his mask, Cooler smirks, while Frieza's face contorts more and more with anger. The two launch up into the sky, flashing high above the city. Around the Earth, everyone else senses what's going on. They've cleared out most of the Frieza force, and sadly there was some damage to the cities, but they kept the damage and casualties to a minimum and they could restore it with the Dragon Balls. That's not really a big concern right now. The Frieza force is gone and now all they need to do is stop Frieza himself. Everyone's ready to head over, but they meet up with Goku and Vegeta first. They tell them to stay back. They don't know how big of a threat Frieza is. Goku and Vegeta say they'll head over there, but they might not even be needed. This seems like a fight between Cooler and Frieza. Piccolo questions them, why aren't they gonna help? Who cares about the personal relation between the two of them? But both Goku and Vegeta have the same mindset. They want to let Cooler do this on his own. This is something he wants to do. They've already agreed upon it, and it's not because of some game or whatever. It's just, Cooler feels like it's his duty. I mean, besides the fact that it's Frieza of all people, maybe Cooler sees it as repentance, a way to make up for his past deeds and evilness. Or maybe he just wants to settle his personal grudge with Frieza, prove that he's the stronger brother, show off his strength and growth, and show what Earth can really do to someone. At least that's how Goku views it. In terms of Vegeta, well, he's not gonna interrupt another guy's fight. As much as he would love to kill Frieza himself, Cooler's earned the right more than anyone. But they're gonna head over there just in case. They fly over to the city, and nearby there's Beerus and Whis, both of whom have giant tubs of popcorn. No way they're seriously treating this like a movie. But Goku and Vegeta watch on. Frieza and Cooler continue to clash. It seems that they're dead even. Frieza didn't expect this. His brother grew this strong without the mutant abilities that he has. And Cooler tells Frieza, yeah, he might be a mutant and all. He always knew his brother was a prodigy, someone with insane potential and quick growth. But he rushed that power. There's no sense of accomplishment with that. As for Cooler, look at what Earth did to him. He tells Frieza he feared the Saiyans at first, thinking that a Super Saiyan would come and kill him next. But he tells Frieza it's the opposite. They saved him. This angers Frieza more and more. He grabs on the Cooler's tail and launches towards the ground, slamming his brother down into the dirt, creating a massive crater. He then jumps up. He places both hands down, launching a volley of ki blasts at his brother. The explosions rapidly hit the ground below, throwing up more and more dirt, hitting Cooler with a constant barrage of this power. Goku, Vegeta, Beerus, and Whis watch on. Is Frieza getting the upper hand? But from below in that crater, Cooler slowly stands up. At first, it's hard to deflect the blast, but he gets more and more sturdy, looking right up at Frieza. Amidst all the chaos, he puts his hands together, launching a giant blast upwards. He plants his feet firmly into the ground, launching up into the air right at Frieza again, hitting him square in the face with a punch so powerful that it parts all the clouds below them. He tells Frieza once again, look at the strength that he harnessed. Without those Saiyans, he wouldn't be here. Not only has he gotten stronger, but he's found a purpose in life. He knows that Frieza's never going to change though. Sure, he could have all the power in the universe, all that amazing potential, all that influence, but that doesn't matter. At the end of the day, Cooler knows he has something that Frieza will never have, not in a million lifetimes, no matter how many times he's revived or whatever. Cooler has fulfillment in his life. He has that great strength too, and he has that influence, but he's actually doing something good in the universe. And he's happy, he's proud of himself. He continues pummeling Frieza with powerful attacks. How is this happening? Cooler's getting ahead of him, they were just even before. But with this golden form comes great stamina drain. And not only that, but Cooler's determination is driving him so much further. He's getting stronger as he fights. His confidence, his anger, his resilience, all of it is helping him refine his power here. And as for Frieza, he's only getting weaker as the fight goes on. Frieza's so angry that he visibly begins shaking. He tells Cooler he cares about none of that. He reminds Cooler he's here to slaughter him and everyone he loves. He wanted to torture Cooler, but whatever, he'll make this quick. He puts both hands up into the air. He charges a massive amount of ki together. It's the biggest death ball he's ever produced. He channels all of his remaining power into it, launching it right at Cooler. Cooler will be eviscerated alongside the rest of the Earth. The ball of energy gets closer and closer. Cooler simply stares at it, not moving at all. Under his breath, he begins saying something, and Frieza can't hear it. Beerus, Whis, Goku, and Vegeta watch on. Goku and Vegeta start flying over. It's about to hit Earth. What's Cooler doing? He's just standing there. But Cooler then looks directly up, his eyes widen, and he finishes saying what he said under his breath. He yells, "Ha!" launching a Kamehameha forward. The death ball is launched right back at Frieza. He tries to push it back, but it's no use. The attack explodes in the air, injuring Frieza greatly, and he's then hit by Cooler's Kamehameha. Frieza is completely eviscerated by this attack. Goku and Vegeta stop midair, watching what happens. Cooler lets out a deep breath of relief, then powering down into his base. He turns over to both of them, who are already in Super Saiyan Blue. He smirks and gives a thumbs up. Vegeta just looks on surprise, while Goku smiles. And this is where we'll leave off for now. So, what did you guys think about this part? And what do you think is going to happen next time? Leave your thoughts and suggestions in the comments below. I'll be sure to check them out to see what you guys think. As always, if you liked the video, be sure to drop a like. And let's try to hit that like goal from the beginning of the video so we can get another part of the series. If you haven't already, why not subscribe? As well as hitting the bell icon so you're notified about any future uploads on my channel, including more parts of the series. Anyways, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all in my next video.